Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from...
How old are you?
I am 28, sir.
And where do you live?
In Kitty.
You own your own home?
Not as yet.
Apply for a house lot?
Not yet.
Well, sit down.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su. My relation.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Caldata from City, Vietnam. And since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my ex next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less.
Start right over, right? The mic is mute, but it's done. It's back up on track. Sorry about that. Good night to all of you, and welcome to Straight Up. You know, the thing is, 1 minute after 8 the time that we're supposed to start, which is 8:30, people already messaging me, Whopping, no show tonight, Whopping, no. Well, it's good. I'm glad that you guys are interested in ensuring that the show is up and running. Nobody asked, hey, Mark, how are you doing? How was your day or anything? Whopping, you're not on? Whopping, you're not on? I guess I'm a robot. You know, you just click a button and just Mark just comes on, pops on. You know, the only one who believes that I'm a human being is Rhonda Lane. Well, there are two persons here. I think Rhonda Lane believes that I'm a human being, and so when I'm not on, she understands. Continue the good work you're doing there in Guyana, Rhonda Lane. We need more people like Rhonda. Rhonda, when I say we need more people like Rhonda Lane in Guyana, it doesn't matter whether it's rain shining or sun shining or snow falling in Guyana, because everything is happening in Guyana now, right? It's snowing, they have summer, they have winter, they have spring, they have fall. Every single thing they have in Guyana right now, right, Arlene Grimes? Every single thing they have in Guyana. All right. Good night. Let me not tease you guys much, but from next week, right here on 107.1 FM, let me not make a lot of you guys feel upset, but I say good night. I mean, every one of you, good night. Let me just say, and folks are already complaining 8 minutes before the show starts. All manner of things. Kilmanac is just a robot. All right. All the people at Kilmanac, Philippi, Cromarty, wherever you are. Right, Brenda Casey? All of you. Good night and welcome to Straight Up. All right. Next time we'll start on time. And so from Monday, I just want you guys to get this straight. In order to come on this show, in order to view this show, listen to the show, you have to do something. It's the new policy of 107.1 FM. You've got to do it. Let me see how many of you understands, or how many of you understand, read between the lines. You've got to do something on Monday in order to view the show. Let me see. I'll just sit back for about a good 15 seconds and see if you guys get the gist. From Monday, this coming Monday, I almost go like this, but then what do you guys think you have to do in order to view the show next Monday? Well, that someone is Brenda Casey say, send a donation. Brenda Casey say, as of Monday, in order for you guys to view the show, you have to send a donation. Leslie Hamilton says you have to subscribe. You guys tell me, what do you think you have to do on Monday? And whatever it is that you have to do on Monday, we definitely know Tony Hack wouldn't be with us. But as of Monday, Rhonda Lane says share. Well, those of you who haven't shared the link, please do. If you haven't subscribed or like or following Ben Shop Radio or my personal page, then you wouldn't get the notification. Let me say this here. Somebody say ID cards. We have lots and lots of smart folks. Jamal Aziz, good night to you, my friend. And thank you and your wife and all the folks in Region 5 who are on the right side, who are doing what is right to ensure that we rid the nation of this corrupt PPP regime. Somebody saying send donation. It's okay if you want to do all of that. Thank you so much. Who else is saying send donation? Don Garden. Send donation. But all of those things are all welcome, but we don't stress you guys out every single day about that. We know you guys will do what is right whenever necessary. But let's go back to what Jamal Aziz has said. As of Monday, you've got to take a photograph. You've got to take a photograph if you want to watch Ben Shop Radio. Because if the corrupt PPP regime is forcing you guys to take photographs, to register, and all manner of things before you get $100,000, understand what is happening there, guys. So if this so-called government of Guyana could force you guys to take photographs, why can't we tell you guys, in order to watch, you need to take out a photograph? And of course, being a little facetious there, because any government that tells you that in order for them to give you a little freck that belongs to you, your money, part of the natural resources, part of the revenue, the oil revenue, they're saying to you that you've got to take a photograph. You got to take a photograph of everybody in your household, including your dog, whether your dog named Rover or Silas or Cyrus and all those dog names, right? Listen to this and understand the corruption, guys.
And we're not, of course, compelling anybody to have their picture taken. You do have the option not to have your picture taken. But if you exercise the option not to have your picture taken, you will not be registered. Okay.
So if you don't take your photographs, then you wouldn't be registered. And if you're not registered, you can't get anything. You cannot get anything. Somebody's saying, Sharon Glenn Roberts is saying Mark is asking for a donation in a fancy way. Look, if you guys have to do whatever you have to do, I appreciate that. But if I have to say what I want to say, I will say. But the humor in all of this here tonight is that you have to take a photograph. And this is what I was actually alluding to.
And we're not, of course, compelling anybody to have their picture taken. You do have the option not to have your picture taken. But if you exercise the option not to have your picture taken, you will not be registered. Okay.
Ben Shop asking for a raise in a sly way. Right? It's the photograph that must be taken. When the corrupt PPP regime announced that you will be getting, first they said that you'll be getting $200,000. Then they, about a week after, they came back and they say, no. You're not going to be getting $200,000 per household. You will be getting $100,000 per person in your household, right? As long as you're over the age of 18 and over. Nobody's getting that money as yet. But what the corrupt PPP regime isn't telling you is that they have started handing out quietly the $100,000 to their supporters. $100,000. And it could be, mind you, understand what I'm saying, it could be that they are taking your identification card, the information, and they are voting by proxy for those who are overseas. So if 100 folks from Queens, and I just say Queens just for the heck of it, no real meaning behind it, Liberty Avenue, or we can even say 2 persons out in Flatbush, or on Church Avenue, Doris and all this. Just if they gave their identification card, the PPP is going to take a photograph. And based on the Constitution or whatever, based on the policy or the laws of GCOB, you can vote by proxy. You just have to say that you're the voter, blah, 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 and this person is voting on your behalf. You can do that. And that is what the PPPC is doing. Again, Jamal Aziz, salam alaikum to you. Again, come to the front of the class. All of you would agree that the PPP is already setting up to rig the 2025 elections, if we have elections in 2025, because they know that they are going to be beaten. And so I pause there and I switch up for a quick minute, that they are opposing biometrics now. Then mid next year, they might say partial biometrics. And they might find reasons to say, well, why it's partial. And they will start the process of biometrics, partial biometrics, by 2025, the mid of 2025, or the latter part of 2025. And they're going to get back to the electorate. Claudette Singh is going to pop out of wherever she's been missing, but she popped out the other day. And she's going to say, hey, guess what, guys? We cannot have elections in 2025. We need another 6, 7, or 8 months in order to get this thing right. So instead of having elections when it's constitutionally due in November of 2025, we may very well have elections in 2026, maybe March, maybe April of 2026. And then they're going to say, well, the PNC did it. Desmond Hoyt did it. They were supposed to have elections in 1991 or 1990. They didn't have it until 1992, October 5th. But what they're not going to say to you is that Jetty Jagan and all of them agreed to that. So it is not Desmond Hoyt who popped out, President Hoyt who popped out and say he's going to delay the elections. They all agreed to it. This time around, it's another trickery on the part of the PPP. in postponing the elections, extending the date of the elections so that it suits their agenda. And so they will continue to find ways to rig the elections again, which is what they did. In 2020, they rigged the elections. And maybe some in the coalition attempted to unrig what the PPP rigged. And anyways, I don't know what happened, but what I do know for sure is the PPP rigged the elections. They're the greatest riggers of elections in Guyana. All of the evidence pointing in that direction. And so Tony Hack and others are really, really smart tonight. Actually, he didn't attend the University of IFLAT, hence that makes him smart. So as they say in Guyana, and as President Granger would say, I don't know if he's into the Creolese thing, which is good. Dep on your medi. Dep on your medi. Guys, you've got to dep on your medi, meaning you got to dep on your heights, meaning you have to pay attention. You have to be conscious. You have to open your eyes to what is happening around you. And so when the PPP rushes into your community, pretending as though they're giving you something with one hand, guess what? They're grabbing you with the other hand, choke hold you, and they're holding you at ransom for elections purposes. That is what they're doing. So how many of you got the COVID cash? What is it? The COVID money, what was it? $1,500 in the US? Is that COVID money you call it in the US? How many of you guys received that? How many of you guys received that? You didn't have to go and take a photograph, snap your ID, and do all manner of things. They already have a database, and they sent that money out to you. Came in handy for a lot of people. It did. And so why the corrupt PPP regime cannot use that database? Why they are compelling people, right, Patricia Sana? Why they are compelling people? Why they are compelling people to take a photo ID? It is, again, corruption upon corruption. Thank you, Ms. Brenda Casey. Stimulus check. I know Brenda got hers. Many of you got your stimulus checks. But in Guyana, they are forcing you. They're holding you at ransom. It's corruption. It's fraud. It's fraud written all over. All over it's fraud. Take a listen.
And we're not, of course, compelling anybody to have their picture taken. You do have the option not to have your picture taken. But if you exercise the option not to have your picture taken, you will not be registered. Okay.
So here's what's happening. You have the right, of course, they're telling you you have the right not to have your picture taken. But if you don't want your picture taken, you wouldn't be registered. In other words, if you're not registered, then you wouldn't get no money. So you're out like south. Let me get time with you. You're done with. No $100,000 for you. None whatsoever. Right? All because the PPP has a plan to rig the 2025 or 2026 elections, just as they have done in 2020. They rigged the elections in 2020, and they are preparing to rig the elections again. Depon your money. Depon your eyes.
Is there any more chicken?
No, sweetheart. See? Yep. Depon your money. Depon your eyes. And so, sorry about that, guys. You know how it is. When you contrast this with what's happening in Suriname, how many of you guys have read what is happening in Suriname? That's why it's good to read. It's good to understand what is happening in other parts of the world. I know a lot of you do read and you understand, right, Sylvia, Alan, Annette Cummings, and all of you? Look who is here with us tonight. Let's take this time out to salute and welcome our good friend. I haven't seen you in a while. Cheryl Thomas went. But here, where did you... I'm not going to sound like Anil and them boys. Where did you went? Where were you? Or Irfan Ali, where did you went? Cheryl went. Good night and welcome. Cheryl went is saying they want to thief, just how them thief the 2020, the 25,000 COVID grant. Of course, that is what they want to do. They want to thief because they're a pack of thieves. That is who they are. That is what they're about. Thieving from poor people, thieving your money. But what is happening in Suriname, guys? What is happening in Suriname? Audrey Brown takes a big fight to get these corrupt people down. A fight of unity to get them down. And that is why those folks on the ground, the opposition, they have to fight. They have to fight. Thank you so much, Cheryl Thomas Wen says she's here. She's been around. She's still with us. We have Selwyn Peters, Selwyn Alaya in Canada. Out of the blue, as though he's playing cricket or rounders. We're talking about issues, and Selwyn Peters wants to know, and here his question. He's a liar, he's a liar. No other contribution to the program, none whatsoever, right? He pops out of mid-on, silly mid-on or somewhere. He says, Mark, when are you returning to Guyana? Like if that is relevant. Like if I'm sitting on the bench in a court, the right side of the bench, right? Not on a fictitious charge or whatever it is in that dock, right? On the bench. I would ask a liar like Selwyn Peters, what's the relevance of this question? Why are you concerned about my return to Guyana when I'm returning to Guyana? How will that benefit you or maybe others, Selwyn Peters? Hence my reason. What's the relevance to this question? And it's in such a tone like, Mark, when are you returning to Guyana? Holy Father, as though my return to Guyana will change everything. So therefore the concern is, Mark, when are you returning to Guyana? Father, help us, please. And he's a liar, right? He's a liar. Now back to what we are doing. That's surprising. When are you returning to Guyana? Oh, I don't know what's going on. What do y'all think about that? When are you returning to Guyana? When are you going back to Tobago? Right? Or when are you going back to San Fernando? I went down San Fernando, the great show. Or when are you going back to Faisal Street in Barbados? Is that what you call it, guys? Faisal Street, Barbados? Anyways, I will return to Guyana when it's right, when the time is right. I don't know why that some people sleep with that on their mind. Like they really miss me in Guyana. They really, really miss me in Guyana. Somebody said that Selwyn, they're saying that you are a PPP agent. So Selwyn, Nelson Street, thank you, Lynn and Elliot. You're a lawyer. And if this is the form of interaction you want to have, as a lawyer, I suggest you probably wait until Kwame has his show, or Anil Nandalal, or Jack Dio. This is not a place for this sort of unnecessary distraction. You're a lawyer. Oh man, get to the back of the class. Let's continue, guys. So I ask a question. If you guys know what is happening in Suriname, okay, or what is happening in neighboring Suriname, right, Peggy Elias? How are you doing? Suriname is going to share the wealth with every citizen. No question asked. They're not saying, Selwyn, turn around, let me see your back pocket. Or let me see what's in your wallet. Or let's see your identification card or anything. They're not asking all of that, right? Amit Sital, good night to you, sir. They're not asking that. They're saying that we are going to share the money with you because it belongs to all of you in Suriname. And Santoki is on the right track. Congratulations to Santoki. That is what you do. That is what leaders do. Unlike the corrupt PPP regime, they don't want to share the money with you. They want to steal the money from you, as they're doing, and give it to their friends and cronies. And when time comes to give you a little crumbs, right, just a little freck, to give you some of this, a Granger, they're beating around the bush. You got to go to them. You got to wind up, yourself and go for it. You got to turn around. You got to whine. You got to dance. You got to this. That's what I mean, right? And all sorts of things just because they got to give you a little piece, a little small piece. You got to do all sorts of things for it. You got to take your picture. You got to model. You got to all sorts of things just to get it. Just to get it. That is not what government does. Real government doesn't do those sort of things. Real governments do not do these sort of things. Corrupt regime, like the PPP regime, that is what they do. That is what they do. You know what I mean? And so the likes of some of them in the audience, a few, they're not going to understand what is happening. And so they come with a distraction. Oh, mark this. Oh, mark that. Right? When are you coming back to Guyana? We have some flowers for you. As though they just want to set me up so that when I touch down Guyana, they just put one of those contract killers to have me smell daisy. Right? Sometimes you have to wonder. Just like many years ago, there was a program on GBC. Have you ever wondered, right? But Suriname is on the right track. Suriname is on the right track. They know what to do. They know how to treat their citizens, unlike that corrupt PPP regime. Listen to them.
And we're not, of course, compelling anybody to have their picture taken. You do have the option not to have your picture taken. But if you exercise the option not to have your picture taken, you will not be registered.
So what do they mean by they're not compelling anybody not to have their picture taken or to have their picture, that they're not compelling anybody to do it? Of course, you're compelling people. Because when you go into economically depressed communities, and you say to people, you dabble, what is it, $100,000 in front of people's faces. And what do you think they're going to do? They know the money belongs to them. Taxpayers' money is your money. And what they're going to do? They will say, man, look, there's no harm in taking the picture. That's what they're going to say to themselves. But there's a big harm in taking the picture because the PPP guys, they will take it and use it for their own rigging purpose at the Guyana Elections Commission. That is what it's about. So every day there's a fancy thing, something new they're doing, something new they are doing. And they're coming up with these different things. Not so long ago, Irfan Ali said, government presents financial paper for 100,000 cash grant. Over 2 months ago, they announced, or close to, they announced the cash grant. They cannot get it right because they are working with a Gokul syndrome at Guyana Elections Commission. And the Gokul syndrome is just a syndrome. It doesn't belong to any particular person. It's just a syndrome. How to rig the system. And so somebody whispered to them that the cash grant should not be handed out just like that. So when they said 200,000 per household, somebody who is suffering from the Gokul syndrome, the rigging syndrome, the fraudulent syndrome, said, no, wait a minute. We can do something about this for their benefit. That is what they're thinking as to how to rig the elections. So if they go into communities now and have persons who are of voting age, they're not saying 16, they're not saying 15, they're saying 18 of voting age, because they want the voters, they want you, they want your identification cards, they want everything for you so that they can create their own spreadsheets for elections. They are good at that. That is how they have been rigging the elections since 1997 with fake spreadsheets. 2001, fake spreadsheets. 2006, fake spreadsheets. 2011, fake spreadsheets. Why do you think they almost stole a seat in 2011 in order to get a majority government? What do you think they did in 2006? They stole a seat. That is how they got that majority. One seat they stole from Region 10 and Sam Hines. Yet these people ain't got no shame. They just rush out to talk about, they rushed out to talk about PNC and APNU and who regulate. These guys in the PPP are barefaced riggers. They don't care how much they rig elections. They don't care how they look. And so they want to turn to their neighbor and say that their neighbors are stealing when these people are the real riggers. The PPP are the real riggers. They rigged the 2020 elections. I say that they rigged the 2020 elections. That is what they have done. They rigged it. They rigged the 2006 elections. They are riggers. Nobody can come and tell me that they haven't rigged the elections in 2020. No one. Not even TD, what's his name? Some Jakes? DD Jakes? Is that his TD, sorry. Did I say DD Jakes? Sorry. TD Jakes. Not even TD Jakes can come from wherever he is right now and say that the PPP didn't rig the elections. They rigged the elections. The 2020 elections, that's the one they rigged also, right? Because that's what we're talking about. Why do you think every week, every single week, Tanti Moral has his press conference? Every single week he has to, and y'all know who Tanti Moral is, right? Yeah, y'all know who Tanti Moral is. Every Thursday at that comedy show, every Thursday, yeah, look, Selwyn's skinning himself up. And you know exactly, right? Literally. Selwyn's skinning himself up. Selwyn says lies. He meant they, but he put they, THE. He meant they. That's all right. Selwyn went to law school. It's okay. Right? Selwyn is a lawyer. He said they did not rig the elections, the 2020 election. Now, this is a lawyer. How irresponsible is this chap? How irresponsible. That's why I believe more in that guy with that selfie stick. The PPP paid for him to get beat up the other day with a baseball bat. Brian McIntosh. Brian McIntosh came close to saying that the PPP rigged the elections. There's no evidence, none whatsoever, none whatsoever. No evidence, right, Chisilcha Pepper 68? No evidence. The PPP ran. The PPP ran away from all of the elections petitions because they were afraid that the elections petitions will or would have revealed who rigged the elections. Any dodo-head lawyer could understand why they would want to run away from a jury trial and just find some other avenue to settle the thing. And the PPP now found an avenue to settle the elections petitions by intimidating the court officers or judges and so forth to rule in their favor. And they weren't happy with the elections petitions because, take for example, those elections petitions, they're being heard. This is the box. This is the box. This is the SOP, sorry, or whatever. All of the boxes would have to be opened up. And when you open up the SOPs, the PPP SOPs, that's where the danger, that's the problem, that's where the corruption is. So when you open and you check all of those fake votes in the PPP SOPs, all of those fake votes, 61 dead voters, most dead people PPP. 4,864 absent voters. Come on, you guys who went to law school, not just passed through law school. Come on, you guys. Come on. Come on. Come on, you guys. This is not a forum that you're promoting. Selwyn, if you want to run an ad, we have the ad section. You could call us and you can run an ad. You don't have to big up yourself in the audience. Don't have to big up yourself. You know, this is not a free for all free ad right now. Right? So people know the truth. Do not be persuaded by individuals who are just coming up with things based on emotions. That's what it's about, emotions. The bumps raise. Look the facts. These here, look at the facts. Don't be sidelined. Don't, because, you know, the minute we see that there's distraction, the minute that you see distraction, you know what we'll do with those who come with an agenda to distract. It's not about democracy. It's about distraction. That is what they're doing, you know. And I hope Selwyn is not collecting a box of fried rice to come on our shows and distract us. I hope not, because, you know, these days even them lawyers running broke, you know. Even them lawyers running broke. And I hope Selwyn Peters is not singing for his supper, because not all lawyers are bright, and not all lawyers are rich, and not all lawyers can get clients. We know. Here's an example. Former AFC member, not sure if he's still a member of the AFC. AFC hasn't said anything. But Charan Das is now a contractor, and he's supposed to be a lawyer, but he can't get cases because nobody will hire Charan Das. You know how many lawyers can't get clients? Some of them go and sit down next to other lawyers in cases. Right? $50 million contract. This one got $50 million. So now let's get back to the real issue here again, that the PPP rigged the elections. Thank you so much, Desiree Simon. Desiree said, not all lawyers are lawyers. Right? Thank you. Looks like peace tonight. Not all lawyers are lawyers. So let's take to what the facts are. And the facts are basically 61 dead voters, 4,864 absent voters, 150 stuffed ballot boxes, 47 ballot boxes without documents, and 1,278 missing oaths of identity. Now take all of these, and this is not me who is saying that, you know. I'm not the only one. I'm not the one who's saying it. I'll show you guys a piece of evidence here. Okay, we'll definitely get that for you guys, where it shows after the recount process who rigged the elections. And any right-thinking person, you don't have to go to an expensive law school, a medium-sized law school, or a low-grade law school and become a lawyer to understand the facts. You don't have to do it. You just don't have to do it. Simple as that. And so understand what is happening here, that there are those who are protecting, they're defending the PPP because they know the PPP rigged the elections. If the PPP didn't rig the elections, they would not have been running away from all of the elections petitions. They don't want to show their fake SOPs. The PPP was afraid of showing their fake SOPs. So what they do now, they turn to the coalition and they say, where are your SOPs? So they are in control of the SOPs. All of them. They are in control of the SOPs. But now they're saying, because it suits their agenda, and they are brainwashing individuals whose brains might be tied up with little locks. They're brainwashing those individuals and to give the impression as though the coalition did what the PPP is saying that they did, which might very well not be the case. Now, I'm not putting my head on the block for anybody. I'm not. But what I'm saying is that the evidence is pointing in the direction that the PPP rigged the elections. If you have nothing to hide, why rush to the courts? Why send your Attorney General Anil and others to the court to block the elections petition? Why, if you have nothing to hide? If they didn't have anything to hide, then they were going to allow the elections petitions to go ahead. And then they will say to the nation, including those whose brain might be tied up with locks, and say to the nation, we have nothing to hide. And therefore, we want the elections petitions to be heard. Because at those elections petitions, right, Candy, Nalini, Inderjeet, at those elections petitions, guess what? Everyone will have an opportunity to untie their knots, their locks, their SOPs. Open up your SOPs and let us see. Skin everything up for the world to see. Let us see SOPs for APNU. Let us see SOPs for the PPP. What was so difficult? And then the tie-up locks, folks, them want to come here and give you the impression that the PPP didn't rig elections. Okay, if they're saying the PPP didn't rig elections, bring your SOPs, PPP, bring your SOPs, APNU, and let the elections petitions be heard. So you can prove to all of Guyana, all of the Caribbean, all of the world that the elections petition, that y'all in the PPP didn't rig the elections petition. That's all. But the fact again, and let me break this down, so that individuals who get their brains tied up with locks, knot up, right, that can't understand what the PPP has done to brainwash some of you guys in Guyana, is that they are afraid of the SOPs. They're afraid of their own SOPs. Remember, it was that pastor, the lady pastor, who said that the SOPs, when they got, their small parties got copies of the SOPs, and she was basically saying she got copies of the PPP SOPs. Now, when she compared what the numbers were on the PPP SOPs, well, I am saying that it was the PPP SOPs she meant. But what she said, she got the SOPs from a big party. She didn't want to say the PPP. But it was the PPP SOPs. And when she, that pastor lady, when she compared the numbers on the fake PPP SOPs to what they got, the true representation of what they got, guess what? Guess what? She saw major discrepancies. And that is when her eyes opened, coming to the realization that the PPP rigged the elections. Let me say this to you guys. Don't let anybody fool y'all. The PPP rigged the elections. Pastor Phyllis, thank you, Lyndon Elliott. And let me take this time out, Lyndon Elliott, to you and your family, the Elliott family there on Golden Grove side or Nabaclis and so forth. Condolences. You guys lost a senior member, the mom of the Elliots there. Condolences to all of you, Morna Peterkin, and all of you there. Mr. Elliott, your dad. Yep, sorry about that. Lost your mother. You guys lost your mother, Mr. Elliott, and of course his son Lyndon Elliott and the whole crew. fighters there at Nabacalus on the east coast of Demerara. Condolences. I meant to say that to you the other night, but yeah. So a smuttering amount. Thank you, Princess Tasha. Right? And so we all know who rigged the elections. So they ran away from the elections petitions. They ran away from it. They ran. I believe that when I become a lawyer, right now, I'm a half-baked lawyer. I ain't there yet. But I am telling you guys this here now. I'm beating my chest to tell you guys that at no point in time, a boasting and a brag, at no point in time, the chap with the locks with in the audience right there, will get his brain tied up, right? Selwyn can never argue law in court with me. Never. I'll make you look like a schoolboy. Trust me, watch. Y'all remember this day, the 26th day of November. I'll make you look like a schoolboy. Y'all watch and see, right? And so anybody, again, you don't have to go to law school to understand what the PPP has done. Good. So we went through the elections petitions. They don't want the elections petitions to be heard, the PPP that is. Y'all know why. They stop talking about the SOPs, and then they're saying that, oh, Bree show their SOPs. Y'all know why, right? Y'all know why. And then they jumped. Instead of allowing the court cases with those trumped-up charges against Lowenfield and Mingo and so forth to be heard, mind you, for 4 years now, that case is being dragged on. And it has cost taxpayers of Guyana hundreds of millions of dollars. Guess where the hundreds of millions of dollars gone to? Guess in whose pockets? Their so-called liar, the King's Counsel. Have you heard the King's Counsel argue cases? Have you guys heard? They can't argue cases. But some of them are King's Counsel. I don't know, it sounds like King's County. Them are King's Counsel, and them are this and them are that. One of these days, I'll play a recording of Anil and Sanjeev Dattadin, and the same one who are King's Counsel now. You guys know they're the ones who persecuted me, right? Persecuted me. And serious allegations about that one juror. One juror. They didn't argue law. They didn't argue nothing. It was just set out to persecute me. But you see, I stay quiet for now, because all that is being said now were said years ago. It kept saying and saying. So everything is repeating itself. Oh, this, oh, this, that. Everything is repeating itself. But I stay quiet for a particular reason. But wait. Now, they jumped from the elections back to the elections petition. They ran from that. And then they ran and they set up what is called a commission of inquiry. They don't want the elections petitions to be heard, but they prefer to set up a commission of inquiry. And you know why they set up a commission of inquiry, right, Jomo and Nkrumah? Jomo, you know why they ran from the elections petition. They no longer want to see any SOPs in the courtroom or anything. They don't want the case, the trumped-up charges to be heard with Keith Lowenfield and Roxanne Myers and Mingo. They're not interested in that. Y'all know why. So they run, right? Chisel Chipper 68 and Peggy Elias and Matthew Dennison. They ran from all of those things and they set up a kangaroo commission of inquiry. Because, and I wonder one with brain tie up with a locks. Tie up. Can't think straight, right? You know why they rushed to a commission of inquiry? Y'all know why? They rushed to this kangaroo commission of inquiry simply because they can control the outcome of that inquiry. That was their objective. So they believe that once they set up that kangaroo commission of inquiry on the elections, and so they're going to go around and tell people that this is what APNU APNU AFC did. This is what they did. This is what they did. It was to brainwash the masses. We all knew that. So if they handpick a couple of their friends and cronies and say, let us have a commission of inquiry into the elections, the 2020 elections fiasco, right? That was their agenda. Again, let me break it down for you, especially some with the locks that tie their brains and they can't function properly. If the PPP ran from all of those legitimate avenues to have the elections, the 2020 elections dealt with, they ran out of the court. All over they ran away from, right, Simone Jessamy? Good night to you. All the way they ran from. And they set up a kangaroo commission of inquiry to have a particular outcome. And that particular outcome was to be in their favor. Oh, man. You don't have to go to Harvard. You know, even if you attended IFLAT University, you could still squeeze in a little common sense there. You don't have to go to Harvard or those big universities, Princeton University, or even Oxford or those top universities, or even John Jay College of Criminal Justice, right? Even IFLAT, you could get a little bit of common sense if you attended IFLAT University. Some may end up with a little bit of common sense to understand that the PPP rigged, and we got to keep saying it, the PPP rigged the 2020 elections. They rigged the 2020 elections. TDJ can jump up from wherever he's at right now. We will still keep saying, I don't know why some TDJ flashing across the screen there, not our screen, TDJ. I have an opinion about TDJs, but this is not the forum for that. Peace. So true, Hector. How are you guys doing? All right. So the fact that they have rigged the elections, the fact that they continue to brainwash people, all manner of things they continue to do. I want to talk about something. I don't want to go as yet. For some reason, I think that I'm going to stay on a little longer tonight. If you guys want me to stay on a little longer, you can say yes, you can beg. I will stay on a little longer tonight, just because I feel you guys deserve to hear the truth. And as we continue to expose the corrupt PPP regime, I want to talk about this here. What do you guys think about this photograph? Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What do you guys think about this photograph? Not this one as yet. Not this one as yet. But what do you guys think about this photograph? Whatever your thinking is, don't jump and be disrespectful or whatever, right? Good night to Rajan Bin and others. What can you... Bantu King, you're correct. Look, Bantu King, come to the front of the class. Bantu King is saying Stevie Wonder saw that the PPP rigged the elections. Of course, Stevie Wonder. Anybody can see that the PPP rigged the elections, except Natty Brain Guy. Everybody. And everybody's talking about Stevie Wonder now. Stevie Wonder could see what happened here. But Stevie Wonder say he didn't see what happened at Didi's private parties. But now, this is not an attack on Member of Parliament Annette Ferguson. I'm just asking a question. What do you guys think of this photograph? What do you guys think of this photograph? Now, I have my opinion about it. I'll share my opinion. But what do you guys think of this photograph? That's all. So Annette Cummings is asking whether there's a different Annette, right? Annette Cummings is asking, is that picture real or Photoshop? It is real. It is real. Look, Aubrey in the background there, the leader of the opposition. And I don't recognize that person in that outfit next to him. But if you check behind Tanti Moral Jack there, you'll see that guy standing there with Anil and others, and all them smiling. Everybody, we are family. Jermaine Figueroa in his purple outfit there. I think it's Anil he's standing next to. The one with the red outfit, till up against the wall, might very well be the Speaker of the National Assembly. All right, I'm reading some of your comments while some people saying have mercy, all manner of things. Some of y'all pretending y'all never saw the photograph. Y'all want my opinion now, or y'all will get it sometime next week, or when? Tell me. When y'all need that opinion? Y'all want the opinion now, next week, or when? All right. So I'm reading your comments, and we take a look at these sort of these photographs. So y'all need. I'm reading some of your. Somebody saying, Mark, where is this? Beatrice Selby, how are you? It was at the event to Modi, the Prime Minister of India, and all of them were there. If you see, this was this photograph with Aubrey Norton and Bharat Jack there. It was a group photograph taken, and Modi was there in the middle. So they all took a group photograph. Modi didn't take the time to sit and have a proper discussion with the opposition. You know, they didn't do that. And so we see here Annette Cummings now saying diplomatic pictures. So they turn diplomatic pictures now. Some of y'all easy diplomatic pictures. I don't know since when they get diplomatic pictures now. Oh, diplomatic pictures. So here's my take on these photographs. It's okay because when done, they're all politicians. But you've got to be careful, folks in the opposition politicians. They've got to be careful with these sort of photographs, not just with her. You have Jermaine Figueroa, you have even the opposition. Everybody's smiling up on critical times when these people in the PPP are planning to rig the elections. These PPP, these folks, Jack Dale and those guys, they have persecuted people, continue to persecute people. And then, I don't, look, if it's an event and it's if it's an event and photos are snapped, okay, fair enough. But you do not cozy up with the oppressors. Because when you cozy up with the oppressors in this manner, when you cozy up with the oppressors, it sends the wrong message to your support base. It sends a wrong message that everything is okay. And the small man, woman out there gonna say, you know what? Oh, you know what? Oh, they're all smiling, man. Oh, they don't care about us. They're all smiling with the oppressors. Look. And the ordinary guy, woman out there, yeah, you know, them chaps happy, man. Look, there's only pretend they don't look like each other. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I wish I have a love song to. Ooh, when a girl loves a woman, she'll do anything to get her girl in her arms. When a man loves a man, nothing can stop him from understand. I should not have stayed 10 minutes longer. You guys set me up here, right? But now is not the time for these sort of photographs at all. There is no justification, in my opinion, guys. There is no justification at all. None whatsoever No justification for these sort of photographs. Maybe some other time in the near future, but not now. These are times in Guyana when you have the oppressors. They're going after you. They're doing all sorts of things, and you're smiling and hugging up with the oppressors. Now is not the time for this. It defeats the purpose. And guess who is the winner in all of this? The oppressors, because they get to show the outside world that look how they're living. Look how they're living. Look how they're living. Sing the song. Open the door, let the man come in. Hallelujah, what? Open the door, let the man come in. Hallelujah, one family. 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 Open the door. And, sorry, guys, but it's unacceptable. That's just my opinion. Again, sorry. That's just my opinion about this whole thing. It's just unacceptable. Some of you may suck your teeth, yeah, but it's all right. Some of you understand, but you may just suck your teeth because I said, open the door, let the man come in, right? Open the door, let the man come in. I want to leave it a nice song, man. We got to leave it a nice song. A nice song. I want to leave, but then I want to continue talking. I don't know if I should. It's up to you to tell me if I should or not. But I want to leave it a nice song. We'll leave it something. I'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time. Tell your opposition politicians them. Some of them rush. They love to go out to justify it, right? They love to justify it. Oh, it's okay. It's not okay. It's just not okay. Now is not the time for that. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, right? Now is not the time for that, guys. It's not the time. Not at all. Not at all. It's simply not the time.
One man bringing this one to your life. Remember, I'm telling our vibes. Make your way up to Burbies for the season. Everyone who coming in, let's go and make your way up to Burbies, right? Invasion, let's do this.
I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. God bless you all. And God bless Guyana. We've got to pray for Guyana. Our politicians got to be smarter than this. They've got to be smarter than this. God bless you.
Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow, blow the man. Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow, blow. Holiday blow, blow. Oh, we go have a grand time all night tonight. All night tonight. All night tonight. We go have a grand time all night tonight. All night tomorrow night. We go have a fine time all night tonight, all night tonight, all night tonight. We go have a fine time all night tonight, all night tomorrow night. There we go. Sip, 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 sip. Let me go, man. Sip, 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 sip. Sip, 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 sip. Nation. Nation away your nation, nation away your there. Nation away your nation, nation away your there. Nation away your nation, nation away your there. Nation away your nation, nation away your. All are we are one generation, nation away you there. All are we are one generation, nation away you there. All are we are one generation, nation away you. All are we are one generation. Open the door. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family. Sing the thing, no one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All are we. Africa, Aquaman. Africa, Aquaman. Africa, Aquaman. Africa, Aquaman. Africa, Aquaman. Africa, Aquaman. We are going back to Africa. I want to see my great grandfather. Let me go. We are going back to Africa. I want to see my great grandfather.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship?
Go. Second. Two more things. See that? Look, she's running with the food. She's running with it. She's running, yeah. Yeah, good. Sanzarine should have never do that, you know. Why you say that?
Because I don't write y'all up. Because listen, the whole thing is that, right?
You're my video, right?
No, yeah, I know. The president is welcoming to.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Africa. I want to see my great grandfather. Let me go. We are going back to Africa. I want to see my great grandfather. Carry me up, carry me back to me mama country. Carry me back, carry me back to me daddy country. Carry me back, carry me back to me mama country. Carry me back, carry me back to me papa country. Carry me back, Gucci Gucci. We are going back to Africa. I want to see my great grandfather. Let me go. Gucci We are going back to Africa. I want to see my great grandfather. Africa, you remember coming. Africa, again, one family, sing the thing. All are we are one generation, nation away you. All are we are one generation. Open the door. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we, Africa are coming. Africa are coming. Africa are coming. Are coming. Are coming. Are coming. Man, Africa are coming. Africa are coming. Africa. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we, Africa are coming. Africa are coming. Africa are coming. Are coming. Are coming. Are coming. Man. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we.
Sit there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in.
Today, I'd like to talk about the harm and disastrous impact the current Vice President of Guyana, Bharat Jagdeo, has brought upon the people of Guyana. Everything he has done has been for his own benefit, never thinking about the well-being of the people or taking any action to improve their lives. Instead of helping the common people live a decent life, he has abused his power from 1999 to 2024 to embezzle at least billions of dollars of public funds, possibly even more. The ordinary people have suffered from unfair treatment and a disastrous quality of life because of him. He's a truly corrupt and evil person, using his special status to commit countless harmful acts against Guyana, all for his own gain. He even has a massive fortune in China, worth billions of dollars, all taken from the people's wealth. Today, I hope everyone becomes aware of his corruption. Let's come together, unite, and help the people of Guyana start a new chapter for a better future.
I want family, open the door, let the man come in. All of we I want family, open the door, let the man come in. All of we I want family, open the door, let the man come in. All of we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one. All of we are one generation, nation away you. All of we are one generation. Open the door. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one family. Open the door, let the man come in. All of we are one.
I can't take it no more.